on this computer about energy and lack of energy and knowing when you need to eat more or what needs to change, and some supplements that are complementary to 2B mindset. So I find with the best thing for any of these nutrition programs is going back and going through the videos again and looking. If you have, it's kind of like personal development, mindset development. If there's something you're struggling with, get help in that area. Don't just, I've watched it before, I've done that before, I don't need that anymore. We can always learn more, and sometimes we learn that third time we finally get it. So I went through and I looked for a couple things in the videos, and in one video, I don't know if the video so much said this, but other research, reasons why my energy might be low, sleep. And it's not just amount of sleep, but your quality of sleep. Like you can be in bed for 12 hours and get 4 hours of sleep, but it's winding down before bed. It's not having any stimulants in the afternoon. It's shutting out electronic stimulus before bed. Getting some good stretching or meditation before bed can be super beneficial. And just, there's so many things that can amp us up. Like my husband will come to bed and he'll go through our kids' grades. And I'm like, no, we do not talk about that before bed. We have so many hours we're awake. No, like there's things I refuse to do in that, like that hour, especially once I'm in my bedroom. Like we don't, no stressors, because, and I've really learned how to bring myself down. So my head hits the pillow when I go to sleep, typically. But there's always things can easily wind you up. Other things why your energy can be low is how you're fueling your body. We need to get nutrition in. If you're not making vegetables a priority, you need to make sure you have a good multivitamin, and or Shakeology is something we highly recommend, because it gives you just a daily nutrition to ensure you're solid and on track. And if you're overdoing it, sometimes, especially in our more intense programs, if you're doing them every day and following the program, sometimes your body just needs a break, especially if you're throwing anything else in. Like Jenny is cross country skiing and doing snowshoeing and stuff while she does ADD Obsession. No, Erin keeps throwing things in too. Like you have to listen to your body. If some days your body just needs to stretch instead, some days you need to sleep a little longer, whether it's sleeping in the morning on a weekend or going to bed early. So it's listening to your body and adjusting. And I know all our programs are laid out. I mean, some of them are, if you're starting with 21 Day Fix and you are just feeling down and exhausted, take a day off. If Monday is not day 1 or 7 or 14, doesn't matter. Like push things off a day and then just take an extra day to finish the program. It's okay. It doesn't mean you have to double up. There's no rule that you have to stay day for day for day with the program. If you need to stretch it longer, stretch it longer. But if you let your body get too low in energy, if you let your body get too run down, that's when you're going to get sick. That's when you're going to get injured. That's when something's going to go amiss. So listen to how your body's feeling. And then there's the external stressors too. So if you've got, on top of the workouts and on top of the nutrition, if you have something else going on, like we've had a sick dog, I've had to do extra running around, and that causes stress. So I've had to tone down other things. I'm keeping my workouts on track, but there's things that just could be delayed because they weren't important this past week. So prioritize what's going to help you get where you need to go, and take away the crap. I mean, if there's a show that you need to keep up with, oh my gosh, like staying up late to watch a show or to binge watch Netflix is not beneficial to anything. It's like a temporary, it's like having a chocolate bar. It's a temporary fix. It's not going to help you. So think about it. Like just think about, okay, it's 10 o'clock. I could watch this extra show because I really, really want to know what happens. Or I could relax for 15 minutes, make my way to bed, and have a good night's sleep and be ready for tomorrow. And then watch the show tomorrow. Or like we do too much of the what's good right now, when it's not going to benefit us for longer. So we just have to change our mindset and focus on bigger benefits. So that's kind of the energy, low energy, tired, but figuring out in 2B mindset if you're getting enough food. The big thing is want more, eat more. Sure. So the more sure model is that water first, start with your veggies, have your protein, have your fiber-filled carb, your FFC, and see how you feel. If your energy has been super low, you might want to have a little bit more of that FFC, but tracking it. If you're cutting your carbs low at lunch and not having them for the rest of the day and your energy is super low, FFC is probably something you're going to want to bump. If you're exercising a lot, is going to be something you want to bump up, because that's your energy to fuel you right then. Something I noticed is I've been sore. Going through these videos again, protein is something that can help, like that post-workout fuel. Protein is something that can really help you there. And I might be having enough protein after my workout, but sometimes at lunch, if I have soup, there's not much protein in what I'm having. So I've got collagen powder in my cupboard. So I started adding collagen powder to my soup at lunch. I'm like, get my protein in. And that is a good low carb protein. If you find, there's only so many eggs you can have. There's only so many, like having sandwich meat with my lunch every day isn't always that there's sandwich meat's not always the best for you either. There's a lot of processing along with the sandwich meat. So if you're finding you're struggling to get enough protein with 2B mindset, especially in that lunch meal, consider the collagen powder, because that's something like one scoop can be I think is a whole serving of protein. There's other protein shakes too, but I'd rather not have an extra shake, but to add some extra protein that meal. So that's really something that just seriously occurred to me a couple days ago, because I was trying different things for my muscles, and I'm like, I wonder if it's as simple as protein. Like crazy. We learn things no matter what level we're at, because especially when we're changing our how we're eating and we're changing our fitness level, it's truly amazing. So the more sure model for increasing your food, and that's the same at any meal, but I think if we're struggling with energy, that's somewhere we need to look as well. So 2B mindset and exercise. So the steps to go if you know how to eat more. If you can't make it through your workout without bonking, so feeling you're like, you just can't get any more reps in and you're just kind of hitting that wall, try having a piece of fruit before your workout, or having a meal before a workout and then waiting half an hour to an hour. If your performance is decreasing and you're less like, you just feel less strong than you did the last time you did the workout or then a similar workout, again, that might be a sign that your body is not fueled enough. You're tired all the time. You're having trouble sleeping. If you can't think, you're just kind of confused. Like, you're not getting enough glucose. You're not getting enough. So don't starve yourself. And we can follow a plan and we can overhydrate and we can do too many things. And because 2B mindset doesn't have those like recommendations for memberships, for measurements, it's how you feel and it's how you're tracking and it's how your results are, is how you track it. But how you're feeling is a big thing too. And that's why you need to track that as well. And if you're sore all the time, and that's also the protein, but everything like carbs as well help you recover. So yeah, an FFC or a fruit before you work out, and then a Snacktional, adding something back in. If you don't feel you need more at a meal, if you're feeling full, but try just adding an extra snack and seeing if that helps the energy and all the performance levels. And And the other thing is when you start exercising more on 2B Mindset, for example, and if you're seeing the scale go up or not change at all, and you're not seeing the answers you want. So sometimes we eat more because we're exercising. We're like, oh, I can eat more. I can have this treat. I can have this. If you're not tracking it, you don't realize that. So track so you don't do that by mistake. It's usually temporary, that weight gain. And if you have confidence and you stick with the program and track and you're following everything properly, you are going to see that change. Sometimes you just have to be patient because your body's like, what's going on? Am I dying? Sometimes, after heavy workouts. So, is an extra stress to your body. So you have more cortisol, your body's reacting, and your body has to get control of what's going on before it will respond how you want. Sometimes there's also water gain from the weightlifting. Keep going, your body will adapt. Also, as you're building muscle, sometimes it takes a minute for the muscle to build and your body to start increasing the metabolism, and then you'll start burning more fat. So if you build a bit of muscle and that fat stays there, your butt might get a little bit bigger before it gets smaller. And it's not that you've gained weight. It's not that there's anything wrong. It's just that your body, again, has to catch up with the process. It's like, okay, I got it. I understand what you're doing. Yeah, patience. As for supplements, Beachbody Performance Line is all good and compatible with 2B Mindset. Energize is great for energy to get you boosted and into your workout. Hydrate for the longer and sweatier workouts. It's not necessary for all of our workouts, especially the shorter ones, because our body just doesn't need the extra. Water is usually sufficient for that. Recover is especially good for getting a really absorbable source of protein into our body after the workout. And it doesn't, well, because we don't count anything into 2B Mindset, it doesn't matter either way, but it's just digested so quickly, our body uses it for good things. And then recharge, if recharge is really good if your workout's later in the day. It can be a good source of protein for after your workout if you eat first. And it's something that you track it. If you find you're super sore, it's a good thing to have to get the extra protein. If you find you really need something in your body before you go to bed, it's a good clean thing to put in your body. But you might not find this necessary. So it's one of those things. If it works for you, if you need it, it's great. If you're good without it, then just go without it. So it's like putting anything extra into your body. There was something else. Oh, I was gonna do, Alana has the monthly mindset, she's got a kitchen hacks, and I was gonna do an IGTV on that. It's gonna be really fun. I'll let you know when I do that. But I just sat down for like an hour and I just pulled up a few different videos and watched them and got some good tools, learned something for myself. And it's amazing when you go back through, but just being comfortable with anything goes on this plan. Tweak it to make it work for you, and don't ever beat yourself up about something, because tomorrow's a new day. She has a really good post up today about calorie comparison, like how we think we have to starve if we want to lose weight or if we want to change something. But it showed like, a big soda and I don't know if it's a burrito or something is like 1,800 calories. And then she has a whole day laid out of food for fewer calories, and it's tons of food. It's just, you just have to be smarter. You don't have to deprive yourself to make positive changes and weight loss changes. You just have to do a little bit of legwork and figure it out, and make it positive. Make it positive for you. So
I really love that both 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix do not promote counting calories, because I think that's a trap that a lot of people have fallen into, of counting calories. And that can, first of all, I think cause some people to maybe be a little obsessive I've seen that before over like how many calories, they can't have this, they can't. And then obviously not all calories are even close to equal.
Right.
So like that picture she had, the 1,800 calories of a bottle of soda and then 1,800 calories, like where are the calories coming from, looking at that. So I love that neither program promotes us counting calories, because people can be really unhealthy having only 1,500 calories a day, because what are they eating, or they can be really healthy eating 1,500 calories a day. So it just depends. But I love that neither program promotes that.
Right. And it's an everyday, changing things up. Sometimes it's good to eat the same thing for meals, so there's less guesswork and you don't have to overthink it, especially, a couple days in a row. But if you're week after week eating like the exact same thing and you're not seeing changes, sometimes your body does need a little bit of up and down, a little bit of change from day to day or week to week, just to kind of show, your body's always learning too. And I think, our body, especially as we age, our bodies digest things differently, and we do have different needs. Because and depending on what you're doing that week, that month, for workouts as well. How are you guys doing? Any questions on To Be Mindset, or what are you writing notes about, Erin?
She's such a goody.
Just letting her next reel. I want to see a reel from you, girl. So how are y'all doing? Oh, my dog thinks someone's here.
Oh.
Nope. Come here. What are you having for lunch today, or what did you have for lunch today? That's my question for you.
I haven't had lunch yet.
Me neither. As West Coasters.
Yeah.
Well, Nickelback has.
I have had all sorts of stuff. Right now, I'm so freaking obsessed with vegan chocolate recover. Like I'm never having anything else but that for recover. It's so good with frozen berries. It's delicious.
I need to crack mine.
But I've been doing arugula salad almost every day. Like I just love arugula because it really lasts a long time in the fridge. Sometimes I'll toss a little spinach in there. I toasted some pine nuts in my air fryer like on Sunday, I guess, and I just put my little orange. I'm doing Ultimate Portion Fix, so I just put my little orange container inside the container that I made with the roasted pine nuts, and then I just scoop out and use that for my orange. And then I've been using a little red wine vinegar, little olive oil. I love that. Something I love to add to salad is couscous. I don't know if you guys like couscous, but I love that in a salad. Even quinoa in a salad to give it a little more oomph. And but I could eat arugula salads all day. Like I just love them. Some people think it's too strong or like of a taste, but I really like that. And then dinner, I've been using Instapot stuff, and we're eating a lot of the same thing. And sorry, kids, that's what we're doing. Boys are at baseball 4 nights a week. I'm like, I'm not even.
You get what you get.
Figure it out. They go to Culver's half the time. I'm like, whatever. Go with the team. Bye.
I have been making overnight oats a lot because I need something before I do my workout at 7. I get up at 6:15, and by the time I come out, I eat like half of my overnight oats before I feed the dogs, before I do my workout. And that fuels me through my workout. And then I have my rest of my breakfast after. So I've found that as a easy tool, and I put half a scoop of Shakeology in there. So I get some protein and some carbs. So I often end up having a scoop and a half of Shakeology a day, but it's all good. So that is my big thing, it's my current like consistent fad. So if you don't have a lunch to share with us, share something that's working for you right now there that you're doing a lot of.
I'm doing a lot of yogurt and fruit in the morning before my workout, but I do it so often that I need to start switching it up, like you were talking about. And then on the heavy cardio days, I'll do oatmeal, like oatmeal and a banana to get me through. And then my shake after. But I need some new breakfast, new pre-workout ideas.
Overnight oats.
That's what I had this morning.
They're good.
Yeah, you can do Shakeology, like Nicholas said, with like a half a scoop. And I
Yeah.
even go a little bit farther on the days that I do cardio super early in the morning. And I take like a drizzle of peanut butter and put it on top. Really good.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah, I never think of putting the Shakeology in my oatmeal. I don't know why. It just never occurred to me. That's a good idea.
Yeah, if you're doing it with hot oatmeal, just make sure you cook it first and then add it in.
Okay.
Don't microwave it, but that you can do. Yeah, I'll put collagen sometimes in oatmeal for the kids to.
Okay.
I don't tell them,
Don't tell 'em.
but I'm like, oh, let's add some protein to your oatmeal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea. Cool.
How about you, Michelle? Any regular hacks you're using for making food easier?
Well, I recently just found these egg wraps made with egg and cauliflower. So they've been something I've been using in different ways. So like yesterday I made either a chicken burrito or a chicken bowl. And so I used the wrap, but I didn't completely close it because it was kind of stuffed since I put lettuce and everything in it. And today for lunch, I kind of made a breakfast for lunch, and I made, I took cottage cheese and an egg and mixed that together. And then I spread that in the inside of the wrap. And then I put some fruit in it and I rolled it up and I baked it. And it was delicious. So I've got a couple of extra that I made. So those are going to be like a quick breakfast in the morning. I figure that's going to be a great. It has a decent amount of protein in it. And the other thing that I thought about doing as well is adding like a half a scoop of Shakeology to that, and maybe mixing a little bit of cottage cheese with it, which I have done before, and it is very good, surprisingly. It was something I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'll try it. I'll try it once. But it actually was very good mixing cottage cheese with it, which I was doing Greek yogurt mixing with it, and that's good too. So those are kind of my hacks. They're light. I can work out on that about 15 minutes after eating it. So
Perfect.
Can you post that? Can you post that, Michelle, in the nutrition group? I love those. Can you post that
yeah,
picture,
Yeah.
maybe whatever you made, or if you make it again tomorrow, because that's unique and different, and I'm gonna have to pick up some of those.
Yeah.
yeah, I will definitely post it. And it's funny because I just started experimenting because I have 14 of these wraps in here, and I wanted to have different ways to use them up within, like a week and a half or something. Because I normally did the oats, whether I had a warmer oat or if I did an overnight oat. Those are definitely my go-tos for a quick morning. It's already ready. I pull it out and eat it, so.
It's a great idea.
Where did you get those wraps from?
Costco.
Oh, wow. Putting it on my list now. All right. They called egg wraps?
Yes, I don't know if it's backwards or not, but it just egg wraps big, and then it says underneath with cauliflower. So
Thank you.
they're really good. I mean, they're dairy free, gluten free,
Oh, wow.
and
I
they
got a cauliflower gnocchi from Trader Joe's, and it's not it's not like it's a vegetable. It's not like it's a vegetable because there's still flour and everything in it. But it's a healthier, it's a healthier than having regular pasta or regular gnocchi or whatever. And I'll cook that up with some eggs beside it and vegetables. I'm on a call.
I've just discovered that I did the Everly Well test for food sensitivities, and I scored a medium for eggs and egg whites. Yeah. So I'm trying to eliminate it for 30 days and just see if I really am affected by it or not. I can't tell yet. So it's really difficult not to have eggs though, because I was eating them every day. And there's egg in everything. And so it's been a challenge to find stuff that, doesn't have egg in it.
I put, so for me, the eggs, I realized that eggs were giving me a tummy ache. Like almost every single time I was getting a tummy ache, and never had a problem before, although my sister is like deathly allergic to eggs. Like,
Oh my gosh.
she would, yeah. If she even has something that has a little bit of egg in it, she'll get like super itchy throat. She's like a mess. But I've never had any food allergies or anything like that. So I think I'm probably just sensitive to it.
Yeah.
But when I took it out, like when I did the reset, there's no dairy on that. And and that's really when I could start, then I cut out the eggs, and then I never went back to them. But I've eaten stuff that has egg in it, and I'm fine. But it's like, I was having like I was having 2 eggs every day.
Yes.
And it just, it just bothers my tummy, and I'm like, it's not worth it. I know everyone loves eggs. I like eggs, but I'm like, it's not worth it. So I have to figure out,
Oh.
yeah. But it might not, I mean, I've never had like a confirmed test or anything. I just know that when I took it out, I felt a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like an allergy or even an intolerance. It's just, I guess it measures your your
Or sensitivity or.
your sensitivity to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I may as well try.
Yeah.
That's interesting though. Yeah.
I had that same thing, Erin. I took a test about a year ago, and it came up that I had like a medium sensitivity to the egg white, not the egg yolk.
Oh, okay.
And I was like you guys, I was eating eggs like every single day. And I had noticed that my stomach was starting to feel a little jacked up, and actually I was getting like really gassy.
Yeah.
So I cut out eggs for a while, and then I tried them back, like once to see if I could actually have eggs, other than having it in as an ingredient in something. And it's okay. So I can have them. I just don't do them every day now. So I brought them back into my life, and I so far seem to have been fine. So
Good. Okay. So I guess it's about finding what's right.
yeah, it could be. Or I mean, it might be that you have a higher sensitivity, and if you try it again.
Yeah.
I wonder if, because you were having them so much when you
Yeah.
did the test, if it makes it show up more, if you even have a slight sensitive.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not
Because
sure.
a lot of people in those tests seem to have a sensitivity to eggs, and it seems kind of bizarre.
I know. Yeah. That's an interesting point. So I'm just kind of waiting it out and seeing. What I
Oh
can
yeah, doing it 30 days is a good idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you try it again after 30 days, I mean, you'll definitely know whether you can have it, and if it's something you can have in your diet like once or twice a week, but not every day.
Right. Not a whole dozen a day.
Yeah.
Cool. So we are at over half an hour. So generally the plan is to do meal planning now, but so if you want a meal plan, but if anyone has any other questions or input or shares, we would still love to hear them.
Hey, this is Kelly.
Hello.
Hi, I got the those flat those wraps that Michelle just showed us, and I had one last night with some chicken and stuff in them, and they're really good. So any recipes you have, let me know, and because I want to try them all. The cottage cheese and egg one sounded really good. But what container do you do Ultimate Portion Fix?
Yes, I do. That's typically what I follow. I kind of was like experiment with 2B mindset a little bit just because I had never really given it a chance, and I thought maybe I should check it out a little bit and see if I like it any better. But UPF honestly it works well for me, and I really like it, and I really like Time Nutrition. So I'm getting ready to do that again. As far as the wraps counting, you know, they only have 3 grams of protein a wrap, and they're not high in fat, 1.5 grams of fat. So I'm a little not sure how to count it other than maybe just
Same
count
here.
it in with my protein. So like with my cottage cheese and egg combination that I whipped together, I just basically counted that as one red, because I just estimated how much that I whipped together and I split it between wraps.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. I counted it as a green last night, but I ate 2 of them. So I counted it as a green. Then I was like, well, I don't even know if that's right. So I was wondering what you did.
I wonder if
Yeah.
I could ask that on the in the monthly fix group, Nicola.
Oh yeah.
I could probably ask that. I'm in there, so I could ask in the monthly fix group because that might be. And sometimes, you know, Autumn will say, well, that's just, you know, not on the plan. But some things, you know, I think something like that
I'd do a search for it in there because I'm sure someone's asked.
asked. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay, cool. Thank you.
yeah.
And typically, Michelle, what are you looking at when you're, if you don't have it, it's not on the list, on the food list. Typically, you kind of look, I mean, I know for myself, I look at the fiber and the sugar. Like if the sugar's below 8 per serving, I know, but I don't really have an exact calculation. What do you look at when you're doing that?
So I don't use a ton of stuff that's kind of like off script. I really like to stick
yeah,
to the whole foods and all that. So it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But like what I did look at in this, the first ingredient is egg white.
Okay.
And then the second ingredient is cage-free egg whole, a whole egg.
Mhm.
And then is cauliflower powder. So
Right.
that's why I didn't think that it was enough to count as like
Yeah.
a full serving of vegetable. So unless I add vegetables to it, then if I added vegetables to it, then I would count that as my green. But you know, I also look at other things. I mean, in general, I look at all the ingredients that are listed, and see if there's anything else in there that might be counted for something. But like I said, on the total grams of fat only being 1.5 grams of fat, there's olive oil in here, but the amount that's in each one of these is probably so minute because I think a tablespoon of olive oil is like 14 grams of fat or something. So
Is it low carb too?
it's 0 carbs. There's 0 grams of, there's 0 fiber, 0 sugars, 0 added sugars. Yeah, so that's why I thought, oh, this is good and fun. And even if it's not a typical, it's probably something I'm not going to have all the time, but you know,
Great option.
Yeah.
yeah.
How much egg is in, is it like 1 egg per whatever tortilla or whatever wrap?
I would say it's probably about a half of an egg because 1 egg is typically 6 grams of protein. And one of these wraps is 3 grams of protein. So I would say one of them is probably a half of egg.
Okay. I was curious just because I think I'll give it a try. If it's, I don't think a half an egg would bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'll give that a try. Erin, you need to wait 30 days.
Yeah. Oh, I'm waiting.
Your stomach will thank you.
Yeah, totally.
So I am just looking through, pulling up some meal plans. I did, I pulled chicken breast out of the freezer for tonight. And I think there's a chicken piccata in one of the recent meal plans. So I'm gonna, I think, make that. Cause I pulled it out in time to thaw, I think, which is a miracle in itself.
I'm making a pork butt for dinner.
We had pork, home style pork. Did you buy it on sale at Vaughn's or Albertsons?
No, we don't have Albertsons here. We have Ralph's.
They have good meat.
Yeah, yeah. It's in my crock pot.
I did the country style ribs last night and I cooked them in the Instant Pot and then I finished them in the oven to crisp them up a bit. They're pretty good.
All right, cool.
That's a good meal for you to have, Erin, with this wind.
I
and
know.
cold. It's wild.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
husband just texted me off topic and they emptied his dumpster at his work and it literally blew out of the driveway and was going down Rye Canyon.
Oh my God. People are like blowing down the street.
Right?
I hope it's not garbage day.
Is
Regular can.
Right.
it dark? I don't even know what day it is. Oh, it's Tuesday. No.
My garbage can blew down the street a few nights ago because, or maybe it was last Wednesday. Gosh, the time is going so quickly. But anyway, it blew down the street. I'm like, oh crap! It was a recycling day, and apparently it wasn't a recycling day. I thought it was. So then the recycling was everywhere, and then I go to pick up my garbage can. It's literally like 4 houses away. I go to pick it up, and I realize it's not my garbage can. So someone must have taken mine. What I got is way better. Ours is like so gross. But I'm like, I need to check with my neighbors because it's clearly not ours. Like it's taller and skinnier. Like the top is both yellow, but I'm like, we scored. We scored on this one, but I clearly, and then my recycling was all over the place. So I had to go.
Yeah, because there's might be some mail and bills and stuff in there.
Don't tell me that. You know me. I just put it in. My mom's like, I can't believe you don't shred it. I'm like, I am not
Credit card statements.
shredding paper. No. I just put it right in. So we don't have enough for anyone who wants to steal from us.
So the other thing I'm going to try with these wraps tonight, and I think I'm going to make them for everybody, not just me, although I do have 2 red bell pepper wraps. I'm making enchiladas with them. So I'm going to use the Fix8 recipe. We'll see how that turns out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I
Speaking of
told you.
enchiladas, has anybody ever used the whole wheat or the whole grain tortillas to make chicken tortillas? I can't talk. To make enchiladas with?
I have because I don't like the corn tortillas. I just don't like the taste of them. I never have. So
I can't eat corn. I used to use flour before I started this, but now I've gone to I think it's whole grain or whole wheat or whatever it is. I think it's tastier, but I've never made enchiladas with it. So I was wondering if it affected the taste.
it doesn't bother me. It might bother some people. I don't, like the texture thing with the whole grain, it's a little bit hardier of a tortilla.
Well, I'm making 2 of the white flour tortillas for my son because every time I try to sneak something whole grain in there, he like brown rice or whatever, he's on it. He's like, oh, I don't think I like this. So
Funny. It make me so angry when when they say that.
I'm making the acorn recipe, the acorn squash recipe from the Reset. It's got like a tahini, like a nutty sauce on it. It's really good. And I make it in my air fryer. My kid makes so much fun of me saying, you can't make everything in the air fryer. I'm like, yes, I can. It's so much quicker. It's so much easier. My oven isn't a mess. It makes my life, I love it. Air fryer for life. But this was like one of my favorite things on the Reset.
Did you
Uh,
ever use the other squash, the one that actually called for? Not acorn squash.
Which one?
It's
The-
it doesn't call for acorn squash. It calls for
Oh,
called-
I don't, it was like some other name that I forgot what it was called, but it's essentially acorn squash, isn't it?
it's a bit denser. It has a different flavor.
Oh, really? Okay,
Mhm.
no, they didn't have it. Whatever it was, they didn't have, so I did acorn squash. And spaghetti squash, I'm gonna use this too. I wanna make that, I think it was Jenny that posted the Parmesan. What was it? It was something that was some kind of, can't remember what it was. There was like sausage in it too, I think.
Well, the chicken parmesan eggplant. That's what I'm making tonight. That's
What do
from
you-
the January week 1 meal plan.
Oh, okay. She had posted something, so plus these do last a long time, but they don't last forever because I cut one open and it was completely green and molded. It was so gross. It was fuzzy. I was like, maybe it was left in a spot where I don't know, but it was so gross. So
Could have been like that when you bought it too.
what?
Could have been like that if when you
Oh,
bought it.
perhaps. Oh yeah, maybe. But
Sometimes mine are.
yeah, I'm excited. I love.
Sometimes
Go ahead.
sometimes the seeds are sprouted inside too, if they've been left somewhere too
Yeah.
long. But those that's
That
fine.
That I can handle, but what was inside of this was not, I was like, oh my gosh, get rid of this right now.
That's weird. If there was nothing on the outside,
Nothing on the outside, like you couldn't tell at all, no
must
smell.
have had a hole somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
So-
have you ever used that to the spaghetti squash? Have you ever used that like with turkey meat and marinara?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I use the low fat mozzarella and I just put a little bit of that on top.
Yeah.
Now,
I
my kid will
never
eat that, but he won't eat whole grain. He'll eat whole grain bread, but he won't eat the flour tortillas and he's not on the brown rice thing. He's
Yeah.
not down with the brown.
That's-
I'm like,
how old is he?
he's 15. He just turned
Oh.
15 like 2 days ago, but
12-year-old
he
needs
says
protein.
he says the brown rice tastes funny. Now, when I switched from white rice to brown rice, I found that it has a better flavor because it's got that little nutty flavor to
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I agree.
I'm like, where have you been all my life?
I agree.
So
It's so funny that your son doesn't do the whole grain like tortilla and brown rice because of
it's
my
only those two things. It's only those two things. Everything, like I have whole grain bread and he'll eat that all day, but he just doesn't,
so my son he will eat like brown rice and not complain, and he has been fine with any of the whole grain tortillas.
Mhm.
But the minute that I like give him like Dave's Killer Bread or any kind of a whole grain bread that has like the seeds or nuts or anything in it, he like freaks out. He refuses to eat that sandwich.
My boys do the same thing with like Dave's bread. Any seeds, any nuts, they won't have it.
I love Dave's bread.
Me
I
too.
just discovered Dave's bread just recently, and I'm like, again, where have you been all my life?
Yeah,
Yes.
So good.
Is really, really good. Oh, wait, what was the who said they were making enchiladas?
That's me.
Me.
Okay.
Are you too?
Me too.
Can you-
I am too. I'm actually going to make them tonight, and I think I'm going to sneak in I think I'm going to do the whole grain and not do any of the white and see if he notices.
yeah, because you're our guinea pig.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, can
Use
can
the-
you
use the
drop, is that a 2B or a UPF recipe? Is that a fixate or a 2B recipe?
There is a fixate recipe. I don't know if there's a 2B or not.
Okay. No, I figure I think there has to be one. There's like a recipe for everything for fixate. I'm gonna look at those because I think maybe I like stuff that I could make and have leftovers.
There's a mindset enchilada bowl. That's what I was thinking because I was looking through that as well as an option.
Nice.
Actually, that's the one that I pulled up the recipe for.
Is that one from the membership? Michelle? The enchilada bowl one?
Probably. I just took it off of BOD because I
Okay.
just went into the nutrition part and I clicked on the recipes, I think is where I went. And because it had both Tubi and Mindset stuff all mixed in.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah. It looks like a pretty easy recipe. And it doesn't say, yeah, that's the one I was planning on because it does call for enchilada sauce. So I decided to buy one, and it was hard to find one that didn't have like extra crap, or even if you're trying to find one without sugar, like this one even has at least cane sugar, not a fake sugar, but it does have sugar added to it. But it's low. It says includes 0 grams of added sugars. So the amount that they add to this apparently is below 0.
What brand is that? What is that? So I can, because I might get some of that. I'm gonna go to the store.
This one is Frontera. Can you
Oh,
see?
okay. Oh, I think I've seen that before. Okay, cool. Awesome. Was it in the aisle with the rest of was it like with soup? What was it with? Or the
I
green chilies and
know.
stuff?
I
I'll find
think it's actually with like the Mexican like stuff if they have like a Mexican area. I actually ordered this. They have it on Thrive.
Wow.
So I ordered it.
I need to try Thrive. Can you remind me of that? Do you have a link? So do you get credit if
Yeah, there is something. It gives you like a certain amount off and it gives me a certain amount off with my next order. So I'll send it to you.
message me the link? I think I've asked you like twice and you sent it to me and then I never did anything.
Yeah, no problem. I looked at Thrive for probably a year before I decided to do something.
Yes. This is a really good one. I don't know if anyone's doing stuff with quinoa, but I hate cooking quinoa. And this is so, I use this a lot when I did the reset because I think it was like this would feed Charlie and I, but it's already cooked and you just put it in the microwave and it really does come out really, really good. I used it to we mixed it with like black beans and some corn. Had some avocado on top, one of the recipes. But anyway, so good and so easy because I just don't have the patience to cook quinoa. I mean, I have some here, but this is a really nice option. Probably costs a little more buying it this way, but I like the brown rice from Trader Joe's too. That comes in a box like this. Do you use that, Erin?
I do a lot. Yeah. I'm the same, like cooking rice, cooking quinoa.
No.
Yeah. I don't have time.
Have you guys ever tried the already steamed, you can just open them and like warm them up, lentils from Trader Joe's?
Oh yeah.
Those are
Those are
really good
good.
with black beans and corn
Ooh,
and a little bit of avocado. Really good.
Okay.
Really, really good.
Okay, cool.
that sounds really good. I forgot about those. They're like in the salad area. They're like refrigerated and they're like
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And they last forever.
Yeah.
It's a good
Cool.
option.
Gosh, I miss Trader Joe's. The nearest Trader Joe's to me is like 35 minutes away. So I don't go there very often. And when I did, it was like once a month.
Oh. That's how our Costco is here. It's far. Yeah. And I love Costco, but I just don't go very much.
I purposely joined Sam's Club and then I let Stephanie do my personal shopping for me at Costco because
there
there's
you
certain
go.
things I can get at Costco that I can't get at Sam's Club.
Yeah.
So she gives me her extra Costco card and I give her my extra Sam's Club card so we can go
Oh, that's a
both
good idea.
places.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, ladies, I'm going to hop off here because I'm going to eat and I don't want to eat in front of you. Time for my snack. I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm ready for my lunch.
Bye, Erin. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
So I've decided I might make chicken cacciatore with my chicken instead of chicken parmesan tonight because it's easier. And then I can use my eggplant too.
Is it windy in Bakersfield?
It's not. We just had it for windy for a little while, like an hour.
It is wild down here. It is crazy.
It's weird that like one little mountain range, just like the temperature on the weekend from here to down there was insane difference as well.
Mm.
Okay, I am going to stop the recording of this. We had some good meal food share stuff too.